Hill puts it on the floor and stops, and he brought it down. He brought the whole goal down.
Goodness. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Oh. Well, I'm just glad he wasn't hurt that time. I mean, that thing came straight down.
He brought the whole thing down.
Well, it broke off right on the fringe there, on the hinge there.
Unbelievable.
Oh, man.
He's done it in Phoenix. He's done it in the biggest media market in the world. Look at this. Unbelievable. There was a foul on the play, too, but that's sort of incidental.
Well, the foul was on Dwayne Shinsis, so he'll get... But the problem is now, this is going to be another one of those 30, 40-minute delays, and when you have to get a plane, get back to Orlando, and play the Hawks tomorrow night, this is not good.
Look at this. The cameras, the microphones, all of the electronic equipment has been ripped apart. We got to take another look at this thing. This was even more powerful, I think, than the dunk in Phoenix.
Well, of course it was, but I think in both cases the basket has to have a problem with it. But
maybe it was some of the bricks we were shooting up and shoot around today.
You see the teams leaving the floor. There'll be a delay.
Yeah, let's take another look at this. We're going to be here a while, folks. 3 minutes to go, and watch this.
And you'll see the basket come straight down on his head here.
And he got out in a hurry. Oh, he's lucky. He is lucky that shot clock
very, very
right in the head.
Well, one thing that will help, though, is that since that game in Phoenix, every arena now has an extra basket. And hopefully now they will be able to will this thing in here. The real problem now is not so much whether or not you have a basket, but for most arenas, they put the seats right up next to the floor, so you have to move all the seats out. And a lot of times in buildings like this, you have to take down the side rails.
Here's one more look at it as the thing snaps off from above.
Yeah, I think it just snaps up.
Now, where you see the word Meadowlands on, well, you won't see it on this shot. He just absolutely ripped the welds out of it, I think. If we can get a shot, oh, it actually did hit him. The shot clock did hit him in the shoulder. But if we can get a live shot of the goal stanchion, John, you look, see where it says Meadowlands? That's where he ripped it off. It must have been welded there, and maybe all the acid rain up here in New Jersey just ate it away. Just kidding, of course, but he absolutely snapped the weld off. Now, what will happen here is John Mertz, the PR director for the New Jersey Nets, tells us what they will have to do now is clear all of the people out of the seats behind the goal. That's going to take a while, just getting all the people out of the way. Move the seats back, then take the goal out, and then bring another one in. Now Dick Pavetta's here. Good basket, foul on Shinsis in about a 30-minute delay, at least.
And it looks like a defect in the backboard. But in talking to the Nets PR people, they did say that when Coleman, about a month ago, broke the backboard, or shattered the backboard, it took about 22 minutes to get it redone. And he said this will just entail, replacing this will just entail rolling in another basket. So he said it might not take quite that long to get it done. So let's hope that's the case here.
That is unbelievable. We were lucky enough to be at the game in Phoenix when Shaquille broke the backboard. We weren't working the game. It was on national television, but what an awesome display of power by O'Neal, even stronger than the dunk before down in the Valley of the Sun.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, look, if we've got it, I mean, I think this is something that fans want to see. Let's take another look at this thing. You won't believe it. I mean, he just went up and ripped it down. That's just raw upper body strength. Because he's in midair when he pulls this thing down.
Yeah, and Shinsis is hanging on. So Shaquille really has to hold on to the basket a little bit longer. You see Shinsis. Well, he with the lower body, and Shaquille got out of there, but I still think he's very, very fortunate that.
Yeah. Oh, you're absolutely right.
This thing didn't come down right on his head. I mean, look at that. The whole basket breaks off. I mean, the whole backstop breaks off of there.
Look at this from above. Wonder if the folks at TNT have gotten in on this. Boy, this is something else. Watch this. Well, he is very fortunate. As you said, he could have been decapitated right there. We got a shot of some of our camera folks underneath that'll start running for cover. I don't blame them, boys and girls. I'll tell you what.
I almost started running.
All you see,
and I'm way over here. Watch the feet on this shot.
All you see are toes. And probably the word "oh" expletive deleted.
There they are right there.
That's good. Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable. And Richard Coker, a friend of ours from our days at Turner Broadcasting, has stepped in and trying to help John Cook produce, has said the magical words, Phil, Phil, and we are trying to do just that. 3 minutes, in case you care, 3 minutes are left in the first quarter here at the Byrne Arena at the Meadowlands. But as you see, the goal standard has been snapped in half by Shaquille O'Neal on a monstrous dunk on the baseline here late in the first quarter. He did score the bucket. He was fouled by Dwayne Shinsis, and we will have a delay here of an unknown length of time. As we said, the stands behind the goal will have to be cleared out. So far, there's been no sign of any of that happening. They will have to wheel this goal out. First, they have to get all the television equipment, cameras and microphones and all of that off of it, wheel it out, and then bring the new goal back in and get it set up and put together according to NBA standards. Well, we're going to take a break here, and I think it's appropriate that we do so and let you all ponder what has happened here at the Byrne Arena.
Let us ponder what has happened.
Unbelievable.
What will happen from here?
We've got a timeout. The Magic have a free throw to come. They trail in the game, but lead backboard's broken with 3 minutes left in the first quarter. We'll take a break and be back on the Magic TV Network. Well, the bedlam continues here at the Byrne Arena at the Meadowlands. 25-23 is the score. In case you're just joining us, shame on you, first of all. But secondly, Shaquille O'Neal has shattered his second backboard of his rookie season. And this one just an unbelievably strong demonstration of power. They have taken the glass backboard off of the metal goal stanchion itself and are now carrying it out of the arena. You see the gentleman pulling it off the floor. Some other folks are holding the goal standard up now, but it has been broken beyond repair, at least for the moment. Now they will begin the process of trying to clear the people from behind the backboard in order to move the seats back to wheel the new goal in, set it up, and then bring the stands and the fans back. Here's another look at what happened on the move by O'Neal. It was a terrific play by the Magic. Anthony Bowie, a brilliant pass. And then watch this. Shaq had to hang on. Shinsis was all over him, and he just yanked it down. He's 300 pounds, and I'll tell you what, the goal came flying down, almost got hit in the head with the shot clock. An awesome yet terrifying spectacle all in one on that play here with 3 minutes left. The NBA is trying to help us with our fill time here. Mike Fratello of NBC, the former Atlanta Hawk coach, is here in the arena doing some visitation with Brian Hill, his former assistant with the Hawks. He is also in town in the New York area for the NBC game Sunday, or Saturday, I should say. I believe they have the Knicks Chicago Bulls game, a game, of course, with huge implications as far as the Eastern playoff race are concerned. So we will attempt to fill our time here as best as we can. We would like to advise our affiliates that we may have to go to fill programming if the need arises. So we ask those of you in the control rooms around the Magic TV network to prepare yourselves accordingly. Jack, again, we've seen two of these happen, but I don't think Shaq could have picked a better or worse time, depending on how you look at it. Of course, in New York, but the game again tonight, very important, and potentially the game tomorrow will be affected by this as well.
As I mentioned, Chip, the real concern for the Magic when you have to play back-to-back is what time do you get back in Orlando here tonight? And of course, the Hawks come in there tomorrow night, the last game of the season, and it could have a lot of playoff implications with a win here tonight. So that's the real question. Now, of course, the game out in Phoenix, it was about a 35 or 40-minute delay. And as I say, the good thing about it now is most gyms now have an extra basket, or at least one extra basket on hand when the Magic come to town, and hopefully they can get this thing in. They are making progress and getting the broken basket out of the arena, and they will will that out, bring another one in. And it looks to me as though it's not going to be a real easy task for this crew here, but hopefully they'll be able to get it done.
Well, we're about 13 minutes into the delay now, and as you see, they've brought in a forklift to try to pull this very heavy piece of basketball equipment off of the basketball floor. We understand Mike Fratello will be gracious enough to join us in about 2 minutes, so we'll get his perspectives not only on this, but on the playoff race as well. And while we've got a minute, I'll go ahead and update you on what scores we do have at the moment. Cleveland is leading at Boston 29-27. That game at the Garden in the first quarter. And Milwaukee leads Atlanta 33-26. That game at the Omni also in the first quarter. The Hawks and Charlotte right on the heels of this New Jersey Ball Club, hunting for the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference playoff race. So a lot of things coming down to the final game of the season, which is what you'd love to have happen.
Well, you know, this is some excitement that all the people here didn't expect, Chip. And as I had mentioned a couple of times in this game, how quiet it was here in this building. As soon as that happened, it got loud and has stirred this crowd up. So hopefully the Magic can get back together, and they had played very well in this game. Hopefully they can continue to do that once this is done. But they do have the other basket out of the arena, out of the way, I should say, and hopefully you know, I just think it could turn into a long process here.
The basket has left the building. This is amazing. Now, what happens, Jack? Every arena has one. Yeah. What happens if he breaks two? Do we go half court and go shirts and skins?
I think we go over to the Garden over across the river and see what's happening. You can't postpone this thing because of the time of the year, but I think they'll deal with it here. And you know, when they get this thing done, maybe they should put in a rule here if they don't have another one in the building. No more dunking in this ball game. What do you think?
That used to happen, right? There used to be a rule, no dunking in the NBA, right?
Yeah, but
back when you played.
No, not in the NBA in college. But that was before you were born. You don't know anything about that.
Dick Bavetta is on the floor as well. We'll try to get Dick to join us and let us know what the status of the delay is and what the specifications are as far as the number of goals they have in this building. But again, an amazing story has developed here at the Byrne Arena. One more look at the powerful O'Neal dunk. And you don't think, Jack, his sponsors are just loving this sort of publicity, do you?
I think they might be a little happy. That's some more airtime for their guy, and it brings Shaquille back to the forefront once again around the nation, and everyone will be showing this on every sports show this evening. So it's going to give him a whole lot more publicity, but we could have waited a little bit for this.
Yeah, would have been nice to do it at home. But, you know, it was interesting, too, Jack, after he dunked the basketball home and the goal came down, if you looked over at the Magic bench, a lot of the players and a lot of the coaches were saying just what you were saying. Why tonight? And I think that's really the story of this play. First of all, you have to win the game. Indiana has to lose, and you got to get home and prepare for an Atlanta team that's fighting for a much better spot in the playoff.
Yeah, it's a tough situation here, and you know, it's just another thing you have to deal with. But still, when you have to play back-to-back and with all the things on the line here, you don't want to make it any more difficult on yourself. And it might not be. I mean, it might be that the Magic get back here tonight, get a good day's rest all day tomorrow, and you know, they'll be okay. But this kind of delay could be detrimental when you're talking about playing about 2 hours after this game.
Well, Brian Hill is down courtside talking to some of the folks with the NBA. I wonder what his reaction was to the dunk by Shaquille.
This game tonight, we just feel we have to win up here tonight. We want to be playing tomorrow with some meaning. We want that last game to have some meaning, and we can't worry about anybody else, and all we can do is take care of our own business right now.
Brian, let's hope they get this thing done here so we can toss it up again and get going.
Let's hope so. We want to get out of here as soon as we can.
Maybe that's a good spot.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, Jack.
Okay. Well,
okay, Chip.
All right, Jack, thanks. The new goal is on the way. It'll be just a few moments, I'm sure, before they get the goal set up, prepared, and ready to go. And the PA announcer says, please welcome the basket. Nice sense of humor by the folks here at the Byrne Arena. Give them some credit. They have made what could have been a very long delay rather tolerable here as the Magic and Nets battling here.
gas it up again and get going.
Let's hope so. We want to get out of here as soon as
Maybe
we
that's a
can.
good spot.
Thank you,
We'll
Mark.
have
All
to
right,
move.
Jack.
Okay.
Well,
Okay, Chip.
All right,
Thank you.
Jack, thanks. The new goal is on the way. It'll be just a few moments, I'm sure, before they get the goal set up, prepared, and ready to go. And the PA announcer says, please welcome the basket. Nice sense of humor by the folks here at the Burnell Arena. And give them some credit. They have made what could have been a very long delay rather tolerable here.
Will follow and are part of their family. They've done a terrific job in taking the next step as they move towards their goals ultimately of someday bringing a championship to the city. But in honesty, as an outsider looking in,
Here's where we are at this point in the proceedings. They're now measuring the new goal. It is up. It is just about ready to go. And we will have basketball here in just a few minutes. The players that come back out on the floor, I'm sure they will give them some sort of a warm-up period. Of how much time we do not know. And another thing to think about as well, Nick Anderson, who has been battling that sore and injured hamstring, although he was not in the ball game, I wonder how the delay affected him, if at all. Probably the Magic had heat pads and some extra therapy time during this delay in the Magic locker room, and we hope that his status will allow him to play in this ball game. Early February in Phoenix on NBC, Shaquille O'Neal broke his first backboard, and again it was Anthony Bowie who was involved. Look at that, just ripped it down. And the hydraulics were affected in some way, shape, or form on that play.
He's delayed the game for everyone. But yeah, the real key here is that no one got hurt. I think we need to give this crew a whole lot of credit, man. They came in with this basket very quickly.
That's what I said a minute ago. They really did a tremendous job. Bad news, Indiana leads at Detroit 15-8 in the first quarter. That game a must-win for Detroit, a must-loss for Magic fans if you're hoping Indiana does not make the playoffs. They have put 3 minutes back on the shot clock. They're going to let them warm up here for a couple minutes, so we'll still have a delay of approaching 30 minutes or so. But we'll have the answer for you a little bit later on in the telecast. Now they're affixing the 24-second shot clock up above. And we will have basketball here in New Jersey in just a few minutes. Well, while we got a minute too, I think it's important to talk about, regardless of what the Magic do playoff-wise, but talk about what a great year this has been for this Magic Ball Club. I know the fans in Orlando want, demand, expect this team makes the playoffs, but whether they do or not, I think it's important that fans remember the two teams that have made the playoffs, as far as the two newest ones, are the two oldest ones, Charlotte, Miami. That's first of all. Secondly, the Magic have a chance to win more games than Miami did last year and not make the playoffs.